Hey guys, welcome to episode number 16 of 10-Minute Kick-Ass Coaching on a Tuesday. I am here in New York City going around meeting with a particular client, and I'm going to go look at a job site today. So I am in the field. Just wanted to come at you. I actually changed my course from what I want to talk about. I normally have something pre-scheduled with a bunch of questions, but today I was on the phone with somebody yesterday, actually one of our members, and some things came about that I thought would be very beneficial from a coverage standpoint. One of the biggest things was the power of seniority, and does seniority matter today in your company and dealing with your technicians? Well, you can look at it this way. I used to have I still do have a saying that I appreciate effort. Effort is greatly appreciated, but my customers or clients actually pay for results. And I actually take it the same way. I'm the type of person that can take an 8-hour day worth of work and get it done within 2 hours most of the time, with rare exception to it. So it's very, very important that you use your time correctly. But if you have a person that's been there with your company for a great deal of time, let's just say that person's been there for 5 years. If it's been 15 or 20 years, it's probably a little harder to make a decision like this. But if the person has been there for that time, and they've gotten to a point where they're kind of complacent, they've been there, they've been reliable, they've been part of your company, part of your success, and they're just not quite the top producing guy, they're not the top go-to guy, they're not setting the top example in the company, but you have them as in a leadership position. It could be a crew chief, a foreman, a supervisor, manager, it doesn't matter what it is. That person right now has been there, and they've gotten very, at best words, probably complacent with where they're at, and they're no longer that person that can be looked upon as the person that does things correctly to move the company or move the firm forward. What do you do in that particular situation with your company or your technicians or your employees? And my thing is, I do acknowledge and massively appreciate the contribution somebody made. Obviously, we compensated that person for doing that, and we feel that they put the time in, they've dedication, they haven't bounced around from job to job, they've stayed with us for whatever reasons. They have stayed, and we've accepted them in the fold too as well. So I feel you try and find a position within the company for them. That position might be a shop foreman, it could be even a logistical person. It could be a variety of different things you can have within the organization to do it. Maybe he's a great technical person, but he's not a producer when it comes to bringing in revenue. Well, then you can have him be the technical advisor of your company, because that doesn't require them to technically, no pun intended, produce a result. So I would say that's the best thing to do. But you cannot, under any circumstances, allow your company to be kind of eaten up by a non-producer, by a person that doesn't bring their game as often as best as they possibly can, to make sure they're out there. So if you have a technician or you have employees, you have whatever it is, they're looking at this manager, the supervisor, this lead, whatever the case is, and that person is not really doing what the company needs to get done. It's not, if you're doing a job and they're not really putting much effort out there to sell the job, and other technicians or other employees see that, or that might be below that level, they're going to learn what they live. Flat out, they're going to learn what they do, and they're going to accept that as normal behavior, that the ownership of the company or the management of the company has allowed this person to continue to go on and be with the company and not grow and not do what needs to help build the company grow. So my advice at that point is you can have that one final talk and say, listen, I've got to make a determination which way I'm going to go. I really appreciate your time, your effort, your dedication to our company, but this is what I need from you. And if you can't do that, I understand. I have to make a decision where I can put you and what I have to do when it comes to the logistics of our company. If I have a technician that's on board that does everything right and does the right job on the sales end, does the right job on the estimating end, does the right job on the leadership end of the job site, then that is potentially my new leader and my new senior person. So unfortunately, I'm not a big believer in seniority. I've been with companies for a great period of time. Over a period of 17 years, I was with 2 companies. So I took it very seriously, and I didn't bounce around. However, I was a producer, and I, could walk the talk. I was put into leadership or management positions because I was the go-to guy when it came to that. So that was very, very vital when it came to making sure that things got done, that we were able to complete the task at hand, and I could be looked upon by the other technicians or the other employees or anybody there that I walk the walk and talk the talk. So it's very, very important for the culture of business to have somebody seen that way that is in that position. And if somebody is not, they're going to learn that habit too as well. They're going to learn that person can get away with that, and there's no real recourse because that person's still in that position. So it destroys the culture in your business. It's an unfortunate situation that some people don't grow, but there's an old saying, you can't teach old dog new tricks, and sometimes that's it. So that's probably the best way I can suggest. What needs to really be done is look at everything in your job as performance-based. What happens, what gets done. You're going to have periods where things are going to be a little down, a little up. I get that. It's not a problem. Things can be up, can be down. It's understandable. It's business. There's ebbs and flows to every business. But I'm talking consistently. If you got somebody that's in a leadership position and for 3 to 6 months they just haven't done it or greater than that, then the decision is relatively easy because it's really affecting you and your bottom line and the growth of your company. You're leaving so much on the table that it becomes painful and actually irresponsible to let that go. So just keep that in mind, that my opinions are seniority is very nice, it is very helpful, and I try to work with that person to make sure they have a place with the company, but that place might not be in a leadership position, in a senior management position, because they're not able to adapt to that and conform to where the company's growing, to where the department is growing. So that's really my give and take onto it. You're welcome to add some comments and some questions there on the power of seniority, and does it matter, does it not matter? My opinion is it doesn't matter today. It's based off what have you done now, what are you currently doing. It's based off killing the complacency that happens in a business from senior people that just get accustomed to something, and that destroys the culture of the business and destroys the growth in the business, and it just can't be permitted. There's just no way around it. So that's my thought for today, my 10-minute kick-ass coaching segment. Today, segment number 16. I am from the road, driving around. I have to apologize that the camera is bouncing around a little bit. I have it on a tripod here in the car, and just trying to come at you within a normal time that I can do while still being on the road. So thank you very much for your time. I look forward to talking with you tomorrow on another subject of 10-minute kick-ass coaching, 10x kick-ass coaching. If you get a chance, you're welcome to come over. We have a show also on Instagram about life experiences and how that's affected your business and personal life. But hashtag RobMLyon, that's Rob, R-O-B-M, Lyon, L-Y-O-N, and you can see different areas on the internet where I do have things out there. So thank you so much for your time. I appreciate the value you bring, and I'm glad to be here every single day. Thanks so much. Bye.